Good evening, guys. It's Stephen here ahead of Manchester City versus Chelsea at the Etihad Stadium tomorrow. A big game, evening kickoff or late kickoff, 5:30 p.m. Is that afternoon or evening? It's sort of like dinner time, isn't it, really? Tea time, lunch time, whatever you want to call it. Tomorrow it should be a good one. Well, maybe it won't be. It's going to be an interesting one nonetheless because we're coming off the back of a very weird few months, of course. A very weird week. City, of course, completing the signings of Omar, Marmoush, Abdukodir, Khusanov, Vitor Reis, but of course also having the setback of the 4-2 loss against PSG, and also prior to that a few good victories. It's just very up and down right now. There's lots to talk about. A little bit of transfer news as well. People wanted me to talk about at the start of this video, which I probably will do actually. People in the chat all want to talk about a young lad called Sven Naipan, which I'll quickly cover just for the people asking about it in the chat. This, of course, is a preview, so I won't delve on that too much, but I'll show you a little bit about what's going on. If you want to know what's going on, Fabrizio Romano, who's talked about Sven Naipan, an 18-year-old Norwegian talent who's apparently going to be in Manchester soon. He's going to visit City. Now, apparently he's going to watch Manchester City versus Chelsea tomorrow. And that seems very logical. He's a very talented footballer by all accounts. I didn't know him until he was linked to us because I'm not following it and I don't play Football Manager. But if you do play Football Manager, you'll know this guy because apparently he's going to be a superstar. Like the most exciting signing player since Odegaard. Now, people saying check Ornstein, which is saying otherwise. No, he's not. Ornstein's not saying anything different to Fabrizio Romano at all. Ornstein is saying, and I'll show you once again, Ornstein is saying that he's also in talks with Arsenal. Both things are very clearly true. They're very clearly true. So, he's obviously in talks with Arsenal, and he's obviously going to Manchester tomorrow to catch the game. So there we go. This is what Ornstein was saying. Working on a deal to sign Sven Naipan from Rosenborg. No agreement decision on the future, so situation open. But talks to the camp advancing. So everyone's going on about Ornstein there, but then it's very obvious to me that he's going to City, they'll talk to him, and then he'll go to Arsenal and they'll talk to him. He's very much in the feel things out, check my future stage. And that's what's going to happen, you know. One of the in the knows replied to me saying that he's going to be in Manchester tomorrow. So there we go. He's at the game tomorrow apparently. So we'll see how it goes, you know. He's a Pimenta client as well, according to this guy here, who really likes Cheeky Briggenstein. So there we go. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see. He's obviously doing his shopping, so we'll see how it goes anyway. But let's move away from that. I do want that to happen, but you know, I won't worry about that until it transfers into something more concrete, if it does at all. So this game anyway, look, we can't really go anywhere other than look about where we're coming from. And we're coming from the PSG game, which was an absolute clusterfuck, unfortunately. It was not a good game for us. You know, we had our moments, but PSG absolutely deserved that. You know, when you go through the story of the game, 8 big chances to our 4, 26 shots to our 9. Where was it possession-wise? 63% possession to our 37. And you look at the passes made, 617 to our 356. By any stretch of the imagination, they were the better side. They were the better side by some way. And Guardiola was very honest after the game, talking about how they were better in the duels, they were faster, they controlled the game better. They were just a team that deserved to win it. So we talk about PSG game being diabolical, and it was, but also I think it's probably a very honest reflection, the most honest reflection that we've seen so far of where Manchester City are. And what I mean by that is I don't think there's any really excuses left. As much as some players are injured, as much as you know there were definitely players you want in the team and so on, I do feel ultimately that was a very strong Manchester City side, you know. It was not our best side because obviously certain players not being available like Rodri, Ake, Oscar Bob, you know, Doku, whatever, Walker gone, of course. But it wasn't our strongest side, but it was a fair representation of what City currently are. And, you know, ultimately, someone asking who's more reliable, Romano versus Ornstein. This isn't a Romano versus Ornstein thing, by the way. They're both saying things that are obviously true. You know, he's shopping his clubs out anyway. But yeah, I think it showed that we were in decent form. We'd won a few games. The players looked confident. They looked a little bit rested. And the ultimate fact, what I'm trying to get at, there was no real excuses, massive ones. They were just a better side. They were just better than us. We did not have the structure. We did not have the legs in midfield, and we couldn't keep the ball. They were youthful, as Michael said. They had the strength, the stamina. They could run, and they were were better in possession. They had more hunger. So ultimately, I think PSG was the most honest representation of where we're at. The thing is, when we were losing loads of games, we had loads of injuries, and it also felt like we were spiraling. When you're spiraling, everything goes wrong. You lose game after game after game, and it just feels like you can't catch a break. Every mistake possible happens. But we weren't spiraling at this point. We were actually unbeaten quite a few games. We'd scored 14 goals in 2 games. We beat Leicester and West Ham as well. We were scoring goals. The players looked confident. And we actually went into that game, you could tell by the way we started, quite confident. They came out aggressively. But ultimately, we got beat because we just weren't good enough. So the PSG game to me was fascinating because that's what we learned from that game. We're just not that very good right now. And ultimately, we're a decent side. But that's it. We're not a great side. I don't think PSG is a great side. They're not. They are. PSG are a very good side. They're a good side. And we are just pretty, we're okay. We're okay. We're a decent side right now. So I feel like we know where we're at right now. And I'm gonna be fascinated to see what Guardiola does. Can we change things? Can we fix it? I don't know. Let's go to his press conference quotes. Where are they? They must be somewhere. Let me just find them. There we go. Guardiola's press conference quotes from earlier. There's that Sven Nijpan thing. I think that's true. I think he is going to talk to City. Then he'll go talk to Arsenal too. They're wearing that kit tomorrow, apparently. I'm bored of all the new kits. Can we just buy a defensive midfielder? But anyway, yeah. So let's go to Guardiola's quotes from earlier. So we got some bad news as well, and potentially some good news. So he talked about Omar Marmoush. He said the reason why he has the potential. The reason why was the potential signings from last season. We didn't do much. The exceptional qualities for the team. We anticipate we should do it in the summer, but we did it here now for the amount of injury problems we've had. I think he's got potential for future many years. Credible quality in the final third, and that's why we did it. Essentially, he was trying to explain. I guess the question was why now and not in the summer. Omar Marmoush, yeah. He said that Khusanov, Vitor Reis and Marmoush will be in the squad because we don't have any players. It implies we've got a lot of players out right now. So these guys are going to be in the match day squad. Absolutely. They're going to be. And I guarantee you 1 or 2 of these players is going to start, and we'll see how this goes. He said... This is interesting. I don't think he means it legit. I think people are taking this very negative, as you can see in the comments. He said, on their positions, I don't know yet. They can play, but I don't know where yet. He obviously knows their centre-backs. But what I guess the general question is, when people ask what are their positions, he would interpret that as, can they play in other positions? And he said, I don't know yet. He's not, he knows the centre-backs. When people get in their head about this kind of stuff and get disingenuous, they're obviously centre-backs. Guardiola obviously knows the centre-backs, but the framing of the question would have been about, can they play in other positions? But this would have been taken out of context. It was very, very obvious to me that, he was talking about the potential future positions and can they play elsewhere, So I think people have been a bit disingenuous there. The bad news is, as you can see there, Diaz and Doku have ruled out, unfortunately, which is really bad news. Where is it about Ruben Diaz? Let me find it. He's sustained an abductor injury. Guardiola says, I don't know yet how long he'll be out for. He was stable, always was able to play a lot of games, but this season started to, it is what it is. So essentially, Ruben Diaz is now injury prone. That's what it feels like. That to me is a blow. In this run of games that we've got coming up, I don't care how good Khusanov and Vitor Reis are. They're not going to be able to step in and be Ruben Diaz straight away. It's just not possible, man. It's just not possible. If Ake is out as well, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous to try and cover from that. I'm not feeling good about it at all. It's a massive, massive blow. It is what it is. Guardiola said the next 2 games, Chelsea and Bruges, are finals for us. So we've got people that are going to support us to do... God, his language is so hard to say out loud sometimes. To do a good performance, take results that we need, yeah. Will we qualify it? He said we're going to make it. Confident, why should I think differently? Well, he thinks we'll qualify for the 25-26 Champions League. He's confident, apparently. That's interesting. That's the top 4 or top 5 these days, maybe. I don't think there's every guarantees at all. I think when we're playing, we have to fix that midfield issue. It doesn't seem like we're going to. We'll get onto that in a little bit. I'm facing the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool. Then he said, and Nottingham and Chelsea after Bruges. We'll see day by day, yeah. He talked about Maresca a little bit, Yeah, he said he just blowed smoke up his arse, we won't talk about it too much. This was interesting on the new signings. He said Vitor Reis is young, he has huge personality, but he needs time. It's very obvious that Guardiola thinks that Vitor is going to take a little bit of time to adapt. I'm not expecting him to play very early on. Guardiola very much clearly sees him as a work in progress based off what he's saying. But him saying he has a huge personality is good, though. Him saying that he has the cojones, you know what I mean? He has the ability to step up. Which would be great. Guys, by the way, a lot of people watching, could you do me a massive favour? Give the video a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Let's get up to 100 likes. And once again, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow on this channel. He said Khusanov has already settled for the fact that he plays in the French league. His handling is tough, and he's quick and fast play. He's playing in the French league, handling tough, quick, fast players. But of course, he doesn't speak much English, not French. So communication will be one of the situations we have to deal with. And Omar Marmoush, I think he will adapt quick. So he thinks Marmoush will adapt very quickly. And he's also bang on to say that Khusanov physically shouldn't really struggle. The French league is a very tough, very quick, very fast league. He's absolutely right to say that. It's one of the best, probably, preparation or schooling grounds for Premier League footballers. It is. There's no doubt about it. Khusanov is a very physical player. He won't struggle with that at all. He might struggle with the quality. He might struggle with, the expectations and the communication. But I don't think he'll struggle with the pace or the intensity because the French league prepares you for that. It absolutely does. So he's probably ready. He's played Champions League football. He's played European football. He's ready to step into the side. But is he ready to be perfect? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I think they're going to be involved, Guardiola said new players can help. Of course, they're here for that reason. Again, this could not happen without the amount of circumstances that we had, i.e. the injuries. He said tomorrow we have just one central defender and a little more because Khusanov, but against Bruges we'll have one or two available. So I guess what he's saying there is that it implies to me that Khusanov will play, but against Bruges you won't be able to play because of registration issues maybe. But that's why it's important for us with the amount of games we have ahead of us to have more and more of a squad. But the best energy is when you can win games and play good, and that will have to do it again. Yeah, so essentially I think Khusanov will be available for this game, probably play, and then Bruges, I don't think Khusanov will be involved in that game because I don't think he can be. I think he'll be registered after the transfer window. So yeah. I feel like essentially, who will be the one central defender available? Probably a Kanji, and then a Khusanov. I don't think Stones will be fully fit yet. Diaz and Ake are out, so there we go. It's not looking good right now in terms of fitness. We are very, very screwed. Yeah, there's the Diaz news. More on Vitor Reis said if he's here with us, of course he can start. We'll see. The situation that we have in the back, I'm pretty sure they will have options soon, or maybe we'll need more time to adapt. But we are in some positions that all season we struggled. It's come for many years, not just now. Of course, with the situations we have in injuries results, for young players, it's not easy. When they come and everything is going well, it's easier. He's right there, by the way. I actually agree. I did see a post earlier on a forum which I want to highlight about Nico O'Reilly, which we'll talk about in a bit. He said, but it is what it is, and they'll make us strong, and I'm pretty sure that the club decided for this prospective player for the future many years. So it sounds to me like Vitor Reis is one for the future, So there we go. That's the end of his press conference there. Look, this does lead me to, once again, let's go to Chelsea first. Look at how Chelsea are getting on. Chelsea, no, don't play that because I'll get channel taken down. Chelsea right now in the league are currently sat in 4th. If we beat them, we go ahead of them. It's as simple as that. Chelsea's form has been a little bit up and down overall. Where is it? They did beat Wolves 3-1. Before that, it was a draw against Bournemouth, a draw against Palace. They lost to Ipswich. They lost to Fulham. They drew against Everton. Some bad results there, if I'm being honest. Really poor results. That sort of ended with the Wolves game. But they've been conceding goals, and this is how they lined up against Wolves as well. Dewsbury Hall played in that game, interestingly. Caicedo in midfield, Madueke, Cole Palmer, Neto, who's caused us trouble before, Nico Jackson. Look, the annoying thing is they are the exact kind of side that is going to have fun against us with Noni Madueke and Neto with their pace, and Cole Palmer's finishing, and Nico Jackson's pace. They're going to get behind us so much, man. Reece James actually played. Did Reece James play in that? Jesus Christ, is he alive, Reece James? I didn't even know he's back. So then Tosin Adarabioyo scored his first goal as well. Ex-City lad, of course, probably 2 starting there. Trevor Boa. And then Cucurella. They recalled him and started him straight away, man. They're absolutely, they're brutal, aren't they? You know, they're brutal, Chelsea, with that whole thing there. So that's how they lined up there. They've got injuries, haven't they, at the moment? Against Bournemouth, it was Cowell and Achiampong in centre-back. Romeo Lavia as well. Is he available, Romeo Lavia? I don't really know. Enzo Fernandez, look, Caicedo, look, they've got quality. They undeniably have quality. It goes through Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's having another great season. 14 goals and 6 assists in 22 games. It's remarkable, man. Like, it's top-level striker stuff, that, from Cole Palmer. A guy that I knew was going to be brilliant, and I'm gutted to be this right, because he's a superstar, and he's one that we let go who would be very good on this side right now, But that's what it is. Romeo Lavia, another guy that we shouldn't have let go, in my opinion. But, we'll see. He's injured for them, is he? Okay, fair enough. There we go. Sancho, another ex-City player. Sancho, Adarabioyo, Lavia, Cole Palmer. We could have put him in the thumbnail, couldn't we? Sancho, yeah, we'll see how he gets on. I think they'll probably play Neto for the pace, out wide. But we'll see. We'll see. They're a very good side. That, of course, does lead me on to our lineup and how we line up. I'll go back to the PSG game again to see who was on the bench and stuff. So this was the team. Yeah. So you have Haaland. Up top, Savinho, De Bruyne, and Foden. No Deku Tree. One for the Zelda fans. No Doku available this time. Kovacic, Bernardo, De Bruyne, Josko, Diaz, Akanji, and Mateus Nunes. It's not looking good, lads. It's not looking good at all. On the bench, we had all these lads: Grealish, Rico, Gundo, McAtee, Stones, Ortega, Scott Carson, Max Alay, Nico Riley, and Wright. So who do we think is going to be out? Rodri, Oscar Bob, Nathan Ake, Jeremy Doku, Kyle Walker. Well, he's gone, obviously. Kyle Walker's pretty much done. And then also Diaz now as well. So what does that leave you left in defence? I think Khusanov has to start. I think he has to. I think Khusanov, it's the only options we've got is this. I think it'll be Josko here. This will be a Kanji. And this is going to be Khusanov. I think he's going to get a start, because who else is there, man? Then it'll be Nunes again at right back. I don't like it, but it'll be him at right back. That's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster, that. There's no two ways about it. That will be a disaster. This guy is, he's not the smartest, and he's not a fullback. And then Khusanov will play there. Stones is apparently getting fit again, but he's not going to play. He won't be fully back yet and available. Maybe he will do. Maybe he has to. I'm not confident about this at all. I think he's going to be really good player, Khusanov, but playing alongside Nunes and an out of form Akanji, that defence has. I think Ederson will start again. I would play Ortega personally, but I think Ederson will start again. I mean that defence looks an absolute nightmare to me, and that's not necessarily a dig at the individual quality of any of these players either. You can have players that are good, but the chemistry between a team could just be all over the place. And I don't look at that and think chemistry. I think nightmare. I think an absolute nightmare. Just because this lad is not a right back, and he's not a good defender, and he's not very smart. No offense, Nunes fans, it's just true. You don't have to like it, but it's true. This guy is Chelsea. He can't speak any English. This guy's out of form, and this guy's been in dodgy form all season as well. So it's just that is just. It could be... No, you're right. It could be Vardiol. It could be you don't have to like it, but Lewis could play at left back and Vardiol could play at centre back, It could be that, which is still a bit of a mess, if I'm being honest. It could be that. It's a good shout from... who said that? Someone else said it? Steve Finn. Maybe. It could be. Yeah, it might be that, actually. It might be that. Rico Lewis will probably play left back. Even way, it's still a stinky defence, that, isn't it? Let's be honest. Ake's injured. Yeah, he is injured. Maybe Akanji might not be fully fit. I'm the most smug. I'm not a smug guy at all, mate. There's nothing smug about me. But anyway, fair enough. If you think that, I didn't. Is it because of Nunes? Because you think Nunes is great and I don't? No, you'd say I was smug, but you don't see all the abuse I get, mate, for just not rating a player. If you don't rate a player and you get abuse, I get DMs threatening me and stuff because I don't rate Nunes. It's ridiculous. But either way, it could be that. Vitor Reis ain't going to play this game, mate. No chance. Based off Guardiola's words, the Vitor fella is one for the bench for now. It could be that. Midfield, well, Haaland's going to start. There's your guarantee. Vitor's not going to play right back. No chance. Khusanov could play at right back. That's a good point. But no, we haven't got the defenders, mate. Maybe Khusanov plays at right back. Maybe we see Khusanov out here. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. It's a bit hard shift. Could see Khusanov out here. We need as Khusanov shouldn't be playing left back. Come on, that would be cruel. It'd be cruel to play Khusanov left back. I don't know. It's going to be hard. It could be that. I'll sort of scroll that off screen so we don't all argue over the defenders for now. Yeah, because it's a mess. Haaland's going to play there. I think Marmoush is going to start. And you're going to hate this. He's going to start as a left winger. I think he's going to start there. He's not a left winger, but that's where he's going to start. Phil will start again. I think it'll be that. I think Savino will sit on the bench. It's going to be... Look, who does he play? He's going to play Gundogan. He's going to play Gundogan because he said Kovacic and Bernardo didn't work the other day. So, Kenny, why is it the team? People are already arguing about the defence. Because who else are we going to play, mate? It could be Nunes. It's going to be one of Rico or Nunes. And then Khusanov could play there. I think it'll be this, actually. I think Josko will probably play centre-back. It could be that. There's two ways to do it, man. I don't know. It could be that. I'm not really sure. God, Nunes left back overlapping. Oh, God, we're so done right now, by the way. We're so done. Like, this team has a real lack of quality, doesn't it? It does. KDB will play. I think Kovacic will sit on the bench. I think it'll be Bernardo. Maybe it'll be Kovacic, actually. Maybe Bernardo will be on the bench. I don't really know. It'll be one of them. There's no win here. I think it'll be Kovacic. I think Bernardo will sit on the bench. I think it'll be something like that. Which is not great, but he's going to play Gundogan, I think. It is feeling bleak. I agree, AJ. There's no balance. This is my biggest issue. There's no balance. Maybe Josko does do his... Oh, God. Then Josko can't go up here because that leaves Nunes defending at the back. Like, what can you do about that? You can't put Josko up there to put Marmoush central because you can't. I don't think Guardiola's going to play Grealish in the centre. I think he doesn't rate him there. Bernardo could be playing left back. Yeah, I don't think... He's not going to play Bernardo at left back, but Bernardo could play there. Bernardo could play there, and Josko could play here, and he could do that or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It's all a mess. Bernardo's not playing left back. No chance. I just don't see it personally. I think you're not going to like it, but the most likely scenario, is Rico Lewis left back, Josko centre back, Nunes right back, and that. Unless he wants to start Khusanov, and if he starts Khusanov, it'll be Rico Lewis who drops out for Khusanov, and Josko will play that. It'll be that. I actually, people talking a lot about. Look, it doesn't matter what you guys think Rico is terrible or not. Guardiola trusts him, and that's ultimately what Guardiola talks about. And look, if everyone's injured, he's got no choice. Everyone talks about Nico O'Reilly an awful lot, and I get it to an extent. But what I would say is that I saw this comment on a forum, and you don't have to agree with this, but I agree. I agree with a broad message of this. Did I miss a super chat earlier, by the way? Sorry if I did. I just noticed. Was there a super chat? Let me find it, if so. I think I missed a super chat, didn't I? A super chat. Yeah, I did. I did. Mullet Daddy. Who says with the super chat, have you seen Spurs squad? They have 6 first team. I have, mate. Also, this is why I feel like you can't really judge Ange. You can't, because they can beat City and bloody Liverpool and stuff, but they got no team, man. Like, what? We're in the injury era now. Every player's knackered. Everyone's got loads of injuries because the players play too much football. They play too long and they get kicked and they have no rest. So this is the era we're in right now of injuries where teams aren't teams. They're just like sort of shells of them, Yeah, you're right, mate. They got no players at all. It's ridiculous. They're just playing 18-year-olds, aren't they? This is why they're struggling. Everyone's like, Andrew's a fraud. It's like, everyone's injured for them. King Kaiser says, any academy players getting called up? I don't think so. We win 2-1. I hope so, mate. I hope you're right. I'm going to give you that a bit of love there because I would love that to be right. I would be buzzing if that was the case. I saw this comment about Nico O'Reilly on a forum, and I think it reads true. I want Nico O'Reilly to play, but I think this is true. You don't have to agree, but this guy said, Chucking O'Reilly into his team would be criminal. You can't just throw a kid into a team under this much pressure and this much chaos. There's a 1% chance he keeps his head above water and a 99% chance he makes the same mistakes every kid makes, but we get punished for them and it costs us the game and ruins his confidence and puts his development back 2 years. Look at the difference of Rico Lewis playing in a settled team on the front foot and a team in trouble. It's night and day. He's had 50 games with City and a treble winners medal behind him. So I think it's okay to throw in someone like McAtee and Bob, because when forwards make mistakes, there's a lot less blame thrown around. Doing it to defensive players is cruel. I think this is true. Everyone hates Rico Lewis now, but no one hated Rico Lewis a year ago. No one did. No one hated Rico Lewis at the start of the season. They didn't. Rico Lewis was playing vastly different a year ago, or even at the start of the season, than he is now, because City are spiraling and City are a mess. Young players in a team that is a mess, they can sink. And everyone wants Nico O'Reilly to play now. And he played left back against fucking Salford. Like, as much as I wanted Nico O'Reilly to play, I'm aware that you cannot judge a guy playing left back against Salford when we won 8-0. It's nonsense. It's nonsense to think that's in any way representative of what he could do in the Premier League against Chelsea, you know? So what if he fails? Well, what if he fails? We destroy his career and everyone starts saying he's not good enough. So maybe Guardiola's just protecting him, you know? Maybe that's the point. And maybe you don't care, City Slacker, about that, but maybe Guardiola does care, you know? So Simpson Pusey's out of the team now because he made a few mistakes in the final game, and this is what I'm on about. I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying he would do, but I do agree that you can't just lean on a young lad and say that's going to solve the season. Ultimately, I don't think it's fair. Ultimately, it probably won't work. And ultimately, why won't it destroy his career? How many young City players have you seen, City Slacker, that are... Look, everyone wants Rico Lewis binned off now. No one was trying to bin him off 6 months ago. No one was trying to. He was in the England squad and everyone was saying he was playing brilliantly. Everyone's calling him Zico Lewis. Now everyone's saying he's not good enough anymore. Like, I'm sorry, but the internet is so fickle. People are so fickle in football. And it's so true. It's so true. Like you know, that he can, like... Yeah, and I agree. Like, I want to see it try, but I just don't think you can throw him in and put him in the team. Either way, it's not going to happen because Guardiola's not going to throw Nico O'Reilly in and start him every single week. So, it is what it is. City have just announced. Have you announced the loan of Walker? Let's have a look. Have you just announced it? Walker joins AC Milan loan. There we go. Yeah, it's happened just now. Yeah, there we go. So look. The team is going to be hard tomorrow. It's going to be very hard. Let's talk about Marmoush anyway. There we go. There we go. City have just announced it. Walker joins AC Milan loan. The end of an era. A very messy exit for Kyle Walker. A legend is gone. It's such a shame that he's left, by the way, in the way that he's left. But I would probably say, unfortunately, this comes down to how Kyle's handled his own career in life, sadly. It's a shame. It's one of those things where I do feel, unfortunately, Kyle Walker, yeah, I think he's a phenomenal footballer, a Man City legend, and I wish him all the best, but it's ended this messily because everything's been handled that messily, sadly. And it's a shame for him, but I wish him all the best into Milan, AC Milan. I hope he sorts his life out, his career out, and gets, has a nice end to his career. But he will leave a legend, but he'll leave quietly because it's become so messy, and that's probably sort of on his own, unfortunately. Well, it is what it is. That's life, sadly. But let's go back to the actual team, the lineup. Marmoush, I don't know the defenders. I'm going to move off screen because everyone just argue about the defenders. Marmoush, I think will start. I think he will do. Maybe De Bruyne doesn't start. Maybe Marmoush plays where De Bruyne is. I don't know. Who else could even play? Jack Grealish could play as an option there. Savinho could get another start as well. Maybe Marmoush will be on the bench for this one. I think that's possible as well. Maybe Savinho will sit on the, come here. Maybe Marmoush will start on the right with an option to sort of drift inside, if Nunes gets forward. I don't really know. It's going to be very hard to predict. We'll see. I am going to go... I'm not confident right now. I actually feel like we might lose this. The PSG thing has knocked me into a bit of a ditch, if I'm being honest with you guys. I want City to win. I really do, but I'm not feeling confident right this second. Let's see how it goes. I would guess we're going to concede some goals. I don't think we're going to concede goals, almost certainly. I'm going to hope for a draw. We could win. Who knows? We could win. Chelsea are a bit up and down with their form right now. 2-2, similar to the Brentford game. We actually come out and play pretty well. It's at home. Maybe one of the young lads, the new lads, Khusanov plays, has a good game. Look, a centre-back debut at home against Chelsea. I was there for Mangala, mate. I remember that. He absolutely pocketed. pocketed Diego Costa that day. Maybe we see that again. Hopefully he has a better career at City than that. Maybe 3-2 City. Maybe. Look, I can imagine how City win. I can imagine how City lose. I can imagine how City draw. Yeah, we're just so fragile right now. The midfield, it's just a midfield, man. It's so weak. It's so weak. We'll see. The fact that we're at home and Chelsea have been struggling a little bit, but they're still a quality side. It's sort of Chelsea are built to get a lot out of us with aggressive wing play, fast players, physicality in midfield with Caicedo, skill of Cole Palmer, the finishing and the pace of the forward line. Yeah. King Kaiser in Super Chat says, once everyone is back from injury, I think we'll go Josko, Ake, Diaz, Akanji, Stones, Kovacic, then KDB, Phil, Holland, Marmoush. Maybe, mate. That's not a bad shout. We'll see. Yeah, Caicedo will be far too physical. Far too physical for this side, for this City side. I agree with that. Good shout, mate. I think we will see Stones is going to play midfield. We're not going to sign a DM at this rate, and I think Stones will get the midfield job if he can play fit, if he can stay fit. He can't, sadly. We'll see. I know it's a bit of a negative in the video, but that's life. My watch long will be on Big Up tomorrow. Join me there for the game if you want to. For now, though, have a wonderful evening. Let you know predictions in the chat below. Will Khusanov play? Will Vitor Reis play? Will Marmoush play? I don't know, but I hope they do. In a bit. Bye-bye.